Hey everyone, TimaeuSS here. Welcome to another Etheria restart video, and today we are going to talk about where to best spend your stamina, because on day 3 and day 4, for most of you guys, you're going to hit a wall where you feel that I'm not sure where I should best be spending my stamina to farm, to push my characters further. Now, first things first, okay, as you can see, I've got my background running on the GP Outpost, and this is a fantastic way to start, because there are a couple of things that you can do that you should 100% do as soon as you unlock them, and there are others where you should do when you are lost. And I have to always refer back to this document that we've made, and this is the Etheria guide compendium. It's got amazing things like the progression checklist as well as the endgame guide with all of these codes that you can redeem. And one of the progression checklist, or the beginners to endgame guide by Taketsumi, shows exactly how to prioritize your stamina, and we'll break it down into greater details today. But all right, this is the most important thing: story as you unlock it, because it's level gated. Hyperlink Chronicles, and we have to talk about how important that is, because some of the Hyperlink charter items are not retroactive. Most of them, they'll count if you did it before, and you can check it out, but there are some where it's not retroactive, so you want to unlock this as soon as possible and push them until you're stuck with a level. All right, so you can see here for this Animus Fate, I have to be level 35 to go ahead and push any further, and this I have to be level 33, and of course here I have to be level 33, so I'm literally level gated. So that is the number one thing you definitely want to remember, is that these things, the story and the charter, you need to push until you are level gated. Okay, and that is such a huge important prioritization piece, where for most of you guys that are beginners or free-to-play players, once you follow that, you will naturally dump most of your stamina. Okay, and that also ties in with the first clear. So what that means is that once you reach a certain level, there should be a new icon, and then now you can tackle things that haven't been cleared before. So for example, here Nikonana unlocks at 35. Once you reach 35, you should at least do the normal or the later stages. For example, here Aurora, I should do some of these early Aurora stages to get the first clear, because the first time rewards, you get some pulls, you get some gears, and a lot of it does give you good items. So there is I believe an event right now, and that in the lethal pursuit, in the threshold, look at the gear. This is absolutely insane. By just clearing Hell 2 difficulty for both Terramontal and of course Doki Doki, you get some amazing gear. Like, this is mythic crit rate. On top of that, this is of course effect accuracy, mythic speed swift rush, right? This is super good, and honestly, you guys should be following that for the first clears and claiming that, because a lot of times people ask me, oh my god, your Leanne is so strong, but yeah, I'm not using her best set right now because it's on Ramoka, but these are mostly first time clear rewards. Okay, I believe this is from a first time clear, and one of these two is also from a first time clear item. So make sure you're doing that and level up accordingly. Now, GP Outpost and shells and modules are going to be the next prioritization. And why GP Outpost? Because they give you these mats, and for every characters that I'm using mainly, right, you can see, even though I don't upgrade their skills because it's going to cost the perfect lattice, you can see here that I am going through and upgrading their defense flat stats. I'm also upgrading their HP flat stats. I'm also upgrading their attack flat stats if they are main DPS and dealer. So this is super important, because these flat stats do add up, and they're really crucial in you potentially surviving. So a lot of that, you definitely want to farm the GP Outpost to get those base stats up, and it's so nice because not only do you get the base stats, but later on, if you're upgrading the skills, they are key as well. And moving forward, then is the shells, because I talked about it in my previous video, and I'll have a dedicated shell guide once we reach mythic. But these shells, they're guaranteed stats, and the difference is night and day. Look at this: level 40 fully awakened, 30 speed, 486 attack, versus the level 1 version of this exact same shell, 3 speed and only 46. This is 10 times the value, not to mention the passive effects, right? You've got your 18% attack here, 9% crit rate, and 6% more damage. So this is super important. And last but not least, then the modules, which yeah, you can use a lot of the same teams or just mix and match. You can see these are viable, and I'll make specific guides for hell teams, because I believe that's where most of the players will be at for the early to mid game if you're not max refreshing, and even Inferno if your max refreshing unlocks 2 weeks down the line. So yes, modules, get the first time clears and then utilize those first time clear modules because they have the correct substats, and then slowly build your items. Don't go plus 15 on everything. Usually for me, I go plus 15 on mythic only, or something that I use for a very long time early game to mid game, but otherwise rule of thumb mostly is going to be plus 12 for everything. You can see I've got plus 15 set on the right side for my main DPS, but everything is plus 12 here, plus 12 here, and then plus 9 even on some of the supports. Otherwise you're gonna run out of coins, and I've got 7.5 million, which is barely enough to gear 3 units to the max later on. So make sure you are paying attention to how much you are spending, and that's pretty much it on how to best utilize or allocate your stamina. Just making sure that you're following the golden rule, the story, the Hyperlink Chronicles, which should be level gated, right? Push that until you're level gated, and then the first time clears as you level up and unlock things, and then GP outposts for shells, GP outposts for skills, and the base stats and shells for the guaranteed stats, and then lastly the RNG component, which is modules. All right, and sometimes on day 3, day 4, you do have to farm a bit of EXP as well to get some of these characters built and leveled into 5 stars. Otherwise, they're not going to survive the wipe, the damage coming out. So anyhow, thank you so much once again for watching this video, and let me know thoughts. I will cover day 4 tomorrow, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye now.